All right, folks, back down here, early mid May, and going to be starting to remove all the joists from the ceiling here. And the reason that I need to do that is I need to take the load off of these two beams right here so that I can lower them down and get rid of these columns behind there, that one and that one behind there, and then tear all this stuff apart here. So yeah, maybe I can get most of the ceiling down today and start removing this structure tomorrow. Let's get cracking. All right, now that I got all the joists here on the downriver side of the main living area out, at least as far as stage 2 goes, I wanted to try and address putting in the framing and rebar for the pad that is going to support the post for the ridge beam for the roof up on the above the second floor. So this whole area is completely horrible. This triple here and everything related to it is rotten. Any wood going horizontally toward the back side or the river side of the chimney foundation is rotten. So all of this structure needs to be replaced on both sides. So these cinder blocks here, that guy right there is loose. Those two over there are loose. That 4x4 is just holding up the beam because it's behind it is rotten. This whole area is just a cluster. And the only thing that the county really didn't balk about were the fact that I have these beams right here, these 4x6s or 4x4s that are resting on dry stack cinder blocks, and they're fine with me using that to rest 2x8s on, I guess only because it was here before. But this is the corner of the chimney foundation that I'll be adjoining the pier to support the post for the ridge beam. So I wanted to frame that up, put in the epoxy and the rebar, and hopefully get an inspection on Friday. Because then the next time I come down, I can just pour it. And while I'm doing all the rest of the structure, then I'd be ready for just another structure inspection. So anyway, I'm going to see if I can assess what's needed, mark some dimensions on the chimney foundation for where the L brackets go and stuff like that. So let me show you the design from the second engineer for the pier for the ridge beam. All right, here's the design from the second engineer, Bert Bigony, and so here we are. This is the top view. This is the concrete chimney footer or pier, and these are the L brackets right here. And then this is the pier that I need to pour. And its dimensions are 2 feet 8 square and 10 inches thick. So, and I'll be joining it on this corner here to the chimney foundation with rebar and epoxy. So I need to measure exactly where the center is, and then go 2 feet 8 square and start creating that frame. All right, so here we have cut out a bunch of this structure in here in preparation for rebuilding it and measuring for the concrete footer. So you can see this little ledge here for, I guess 2x8s can sit on that, right? That's for the floor. A joist to sit on that ledge. This concrete is 5.5 inches below the top of that bottom plate right there. But the interesting part is here. This is looking end on that triple beam, and you can see that the right hand part of the beam is gone. The middle one is almost gone, and the left one is relatively intact, though I can see a bunch of termite trails and stuff. So that's the sucker. This whole deal here is going to get replaced by two 2x8s that are sitting on L brackets that are mounted down and bolted to the side of the concrete. But for today, right now, I'm going to be addressing this concrete pad that needs to sit in this area right in here. And I've got to find out what that is. That's probably a cinder block buried in the dirt. There might be concrete here or another cinder block. I don't know. All right. We're ready for inspection here. So the anchor for the 5.25 by 7 PSL. Now it's only going to go from the top of this pier up to the subfloor, but I'm going to anchor it with this 6x6 anchor. There's the bolt right there. I got a string and very carefully measured where this is going to go. This piece of wood comes out, then I'll put the concrete in, and then it registers with this screw and then held down with that screw when I insert it into the wet concrete. but the design only called for 3 bars near the bottom. I've got way more than that, and it should be good. The only issue is that this is the center of the house, 32 feet upriver, 32 feet downriver, and the engineer drew the pad offset this way by 4 inches, such that that side of the pad was actually adjacent to this side of this footer. But he also drew the pier, or the post sitting in the middle of the pier. So I'm going more for middle of the pier rather than that side adjacent to that pier there. So I slid it over 4 inches so that that bolt is in the middle in both directions. Under here, this is actually concrete and extends beyond those cinder blocks right there. So those cinder blocks are sitting on a pad. I don't know how deep it is, but the pad is probably on the order of 2.5, 3 feet wide, up down river, and a couple feet toward the street or toward the river. So that's a substantial piece of concrete there. So this is resting on that piece of concrete. I also dug out 2 cinder blocks that were sitting in here and filled it with gravel and tamped it down with a 4x4. So everything should be ready for inspection tomorrow. If the inspector comes in the morning, I'll go ahead and pour it. See you. All right, the ridge beam post pier is all poured. It passed inspection, the framing and the rebar, and so I put the bolt in, and if it's not on center, too bad. So all right, now it's time to do some miscellaneous cleanup. This place is kind of a mess, and then if I feel motivated, I can start tearing apart the center between the beams, and once I do that, then I can take this beam down. So that would be pretty cool, but might not happen this week. Anyway, that took 8.5 bags or 9.5 bags. I'll calculate how much actual cubic feet per bag I got, and use that as a reference for when I do the footers for the corner of the kitchen. See you.